Season's greetings, villains, vigilantes, heroes, and heroines. You're tuned in to Project SuperVillain. I'm your host, ArcDrifter, and today I'm going to be taking you through the top 5 games of January 2022. Yes, it's going to be a new year coming up here, guys, and that doesn't mean the games are going to be stopping. In fact, that means we're going to be seeing games coming in full flux. 2022's got a lot of big releases coming up, and I couldn't be more excited to share with you guys the first 5 and technically a 6th one that is exciting me so far, and the rest of us here at Project SuperVillain. I'm just alone this time for this particular video, but I'm sure next time Killboss will be able to join me. That being said, we are going to jump right into this video, guys. Let's move on to number 5. Let's go.
Number 5, Ikai.
So Ikai is a first-person psychological horror game. It's coming out January 2022. It doesn't actually have an official date. It's just coming out that month at some point. It's the only game on this list that doesn't officially have a date, by the way. But it's going to be coming out on the PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch, and on the PC, specifically on Steam. It's developed by Endflame and published by PM Studios. So this game is, like I said, a first-person psychological horror, but it's set in feudal Japan, which kind of separates it from a lot of other games. It's pretty cool. It's going to be taking a lot of themes from that era and just making, I'm thinking, some sort of mini games out of them. Doesn't appear to have a lot in it aside from walking around. This does appear to be some sort of the PT kind of inspired game where, you know, you're just going to be walking around getting spooked by things, and you're playing as a priestess, and you're going to be just taking on a bunch of like spirits and stuff in this game. Apparently, I don't know much more about it. The trailer doesn't really give us much to go on aside from the pretty cool looking visuals there, so I hope this game is a good one. Not too sure about it, but the next ones on our list are definitely a lot stronger.
Number 4, Kingdom of the Dead.
So coming on January 26th, we've got another Steam exclusive here for PC. It's developed and published by Dirigo Games. I hope I said that right. It might be Dirigo. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to keep butchering that. I hope I said it right the first time. But that being said, this game is a hand-drawn horror FPS. So it's got like a black and white style. However, it does have customization. We'll get into that. It does have customization of the art styles. We'll get into that a little bit more in a second. But yeah, it starts you off with a black and white style, again, hand-drawn, and it's kind of like classic Doom. It looks like, so it's going to feature hack and slashing. It's going to feature some weapons, like guns and stuff like that. Hack and slash, it also features guns, so it's got lots of shooting in it as well. And like I said, it's kind of like classic Doom. It doesn't appear to be at that level, of course, but it does seem like it has some potential here. You're fighting off armies of the dead, apparently as an agent, a professor turned army general. Kind of an interesting premise right there. And you're going to have all sorts of different weapons, and there's going to be different goals with each difficulty you're on. So if you're playing on a different difficulty, it's going to reward you differently. So if you're going for, you know, a completionist run, you're going to have to start playing those harder difficulties and get really good at the game if you actually want to beat it, and get everything there is to get in this game. It does feature a ton of different enemies and boss fights. I thought I was reading something like 20 enemies. That being said, that's good. Lots of differentiation throughout the game. It's not a huge game, so obviously it's not going to be competing with like these AAA juggernauts out here. But it's definitely looking like it has some sort of potential here. I do like the look of it there. It features, so the developer really wanted to focus on a 90s style game, and therefore it does feature cheat codes. They just really wanted to emulate like a classic feel with this, and you to get back into the customizable artwork, you actually can unlock different art modes in this game throughout the game. So while you're playing, this is one of the unlockable things that you get. It changes the look of the game completely and in the menu, and that's really cool. So definitely look into this game if you are a fan of hand-drawn art and you want to play something akin to a classic Doom title. It also features a survival mode along with a story mode, I guess. It's not really a story mode, but more like an arcade go through all the levels kind of mode. I wouldn't really call it a story, but it might actually have dialogue in there too. I didn't really see any of that, but I probably just missed it. I'm not a very observant person. That being said, I think that's all I've got really for the Kingdom of the Dead. Definitely look into that. It's coming out January 26th. And yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Number 3, Blackwind.
Blackwind is coming out January 20th. It's for the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and the PC. So pretty well freaking everything. It's going to be exclusive to Steam on PC. So it is developed by Drakkar Dev, and it's going to be published by Blowfish Studios and Gamera Games. It's actually got only 2 developers. The developers for this game is just 2 people, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a top-down 2-player co-op twin stick, and so it's not just a shooter. You got the first player playing as a mech guy, you can see in the trailer there, and your job is essentially melee and like moving things around with your strength. The second player is playing as a flying drone, which shoots things, and I'm not sure if they have roles to play aside from that. I hope they do, just because it seems like this is actually a really cool game. It's a dungeon crawler, obviously, you can see there, and it's so very akin to like games like Diablo and whatnot. Now I'm not sure how fun this game is going to be. It really does look a lot of fun just from the looks of it. But yeah, this is one I'm probably going to be taking a look at, because we are a big fan of co-op games around here. So anytime there's one of those going on, we're pretty well going to jump on it. This is one that's like a unique co-op experience too. It's not just like one of those, it's not just a regular Diablo title, right? Like, not that Diablo is not a good game or anything like that. I just think like it's something that we've all seen before. This is something that's kind of taking that idea and moving a bit past that. So I'm excited to see more about this.
Number 2, Rainbow Six Siege Extraction.
Alright, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of this video. These next few titles are the big AAA ones. We've gone through some indie games here, but now we're looking at Rainbow Six Siege Extraction. This game has been announced and pushed back a couple times now. I think it was supposed to come out in September last year, but forgive me if I'm incorrect about that. This time, we've got a release date for January 20th, and it's coming out for PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and on the PC, it's going to be exclusive to Epic. Now, this is going to be developed by Ubisoft Montreal specifically, and obviously published by Ubisoft as well. And what we've got here is a 3-player first-person shooter survival horde PvE game, akin to Left 4 Dead titles and the latest Back 4 Blood. Now, this is a 3-player game, so it's a bit different than that, obviously, but you're doing the same thing, getting from point A to point B, and there's a couple different things that's making this a little different from other games too. Mainly the fact that you can lose one of your agents in the game, and they'll get stuck in that particular area if you don't make it out with all 3 of your guys. You'll have to go back and save them after, so that's the extraction part of the game, but the rest is fairly similar to other games that we've seen before, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Let's just hope that they do a good job with it, because I know a lot of people really like Rainbow Six and are looking to see a fun PvE mode to satisfy them, because you know what, people really fall in love with the characters. I see this as a kind of like an Overwatch situation. I'm a big fan of Overwatch, or was, and seeing a PvE mode or a story mode come out for that is kind of what everybody was looking for. Same thing with Rainbow Six here. Definitely a lot of people looking forward to this, so I hope they don't disappoint. So we're going to be featuring a bunch of different kinds of aliens. Not surprising there. It's, again, just like Left 4 Dead, you're going to have different classes of aliens, and these aliens all do different things. They each do something different to fuck up your team in a different way, essentially. So you'll have guys that'll isolate members of your team. You'll have big, hulking, behemoth enemies that'll try to kill you. Obviously, they're all trying to kill you. Let's not beat around the bush here. But the other thing is you got all the operators too. So I think most of the operators that are in the game already, like the regular Rainbow Six, are going to be added to this one as well. And if they aren't, the other ones will be added over time. And I imagine they'll keep that going just like the regular game. People love that shit, so keep it going. Each operator obviously has their own skills that can help them in their battles. Not surprising there, of course, it's just like the regular game. Again, another thing that kind of makes this game different from others is it's got some sort of risk-reward mission system here. So if you keep playing longer, say you're surviving and you're going through, maybe you guys are starting to get a little low on health, and people are starting to run out of ammo and stuff like that. It's getting difficult, you kind of want to wrap it up. You have the option to go extract at that point and get out if you want, but you just leave, you get like the rewards, the standard rewards. You can keep going and it'll apparently get you more rewards. Apparently, I guess you learn more stuff about the enemy, and so therefore you get more rewards when you get back more XP. It's a risk reward system, so if you stay in there longer, you risk losing one of your allies. So that's just kind of a cool thing that they added to the game there too. It looks like there's going to be crossplay and cross progression as well, which is great to see. From what I can see here, we've got 12 maps on launch and potentially more being added later. So lots of maps to start off with, that's good. As well, with each operator, I forgot to mention this, but they all have equipable gadgets. That's something that is universal across each of them, so you'll have certain things that you can carry across each round no matter what, which is a nice thing as well. Apparently they have some events being planned in the future as well, which is really cool. So I'm not sure what exactly that means, if it's going to be paid DLC or if they're just going to like give you guys free stuff. They're doing, I wanted to bring this up because, you know, it's kind of cool that they're doing this, but also it comes with a caveat. Each copy of the game that you buy comes with 2 Buddy Pass tokens. So you can play with your friends right off the bat, but the catch is that they only give you 14 days to do so. So you got to make sure once you activate the Buddy Pass that you play as much as possible in that time. Otherwise your friends are going to buy the game after anyway, which I guess I kind of get it. At least the game isn't a full $80. It's actually, I think it's a $50 game, Canadian. And so that's at least a little bit better. But yeah, I wish they kind of just, you know, gave you the Buddy Pass. If they're gonna give you the Buddy Pass, why not just, I don't know. It's taking a system that's very wholesome and only has been used for good so far, I feel like, and kind of twisting it into that corporate greed route. What are we gonna do? It's just gonna happen with everything. But that being said, I think that's all we've got for Rainbow Six. Let's move on to our honorable mention.
Honorable mention: Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection.
Okay, so on January 28th, we also have the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection coming out. It's going to be coming out on PS5 and on PC, specifically onto Steam, and it's obviously developed by Naughty Dog and Iron Galaxy Studios, published by Sony Interactive, of course. So there's not much to say about this title. It's not really a big change to the series or anything. There's nothing really in the game that's actually like groundbreaking. It's just a remastered game. It's for Uncharted 4 and for the Lost Legacy spin-off game there. So that's not like it's a crazy thing or anything like that. This is, I don't have a lot of information for this. It's just a remastered game. There's nothing really special going on. But if you're not familiar with Uncharted, definitely look into it. It's a really good series. Start off with the Uncharted collection though. Don't get this first. You don't want to start with Uncharted 4. Trust me, you want to start with the first one. Not that the first one's the best game, but the second and third one are amazing. You really need to check out that series if you haven't, and then you can check out this. But let's move on to number 1.
Number 1, Pokemon Arceus.
Alright, in the number 1 slot is Pokemon Arceus. It's the first open world Pokemon game. We've got to talk about this one. So this is a Nintendo exclusive, so therefore on the Nintendo Switch. Not going to see it on any other platform. It's going to be developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, of course. This is a step away from your typical Pokemon game. Not too far, but just enough where we're going to be seeing something new here. This is a third-person open world game. So you're going to get to explore around the city a lot more than you were able to in any other Pokemon game before. Multiple open worlds, kind of similar to games like Monster Hunter, where you just got like a bunch of big maps, not one big expansive one like Breath of the Wild per se. Lots of ability to move around and traversal in this game, including the ability to glide and fly and ride Pokemon, which of course I'm sure a lot of people are ecstatic about. Now, I've made my stance on Pokemon pretty clear. I'm not a big fan of it myself. Our buddy Mark is, and Ash is, and like a couple of the other members of a project are, but not me. I haven't really spent a lot of time into the series. I know of it, and I know of like the first generation and stuff, so forgive me if I sound like a fucking idiot with this stuff, but I always have to make sure people know that. One thing I do know about this game for sure is it's only one version, and that's something that's a lot different from other games in the Pokemon series. They seem to always come out in a 2-pack where there's 2 different versions, specifically because these games are typically meant to be online games where you're trading Pokemon back and forth, battling with other people. This one's a little bit different. It does have a single player focus, but there's definitely going to be multiplayer in the game of some sort. Not sure if it's going to be within like the trading stuff or if it's going to have battles of some sort. Definitely focusing on the single player though in this game, where you're going to be just immersing yourself in your Pokemon trainer. In this game, you are essentially a Pokemon pioneer, and it's your job to like catch the first ever Pokemon. And essentially, so you don't start off with a Pokedex, you are making the Pokedex. You're trying to find out everything you can about these Pokemon, which means you're probably going to have to see them a couple times before you're fully understanding all of them. Kind of like I think Pokemon Snap did that, where you're just observing things and writing it down. That's a big part of this game, but obviously you need to catch them too and fight them, and then, you know, train them. Obviously, it's kind of the whole thing. There's going to be a crafting system in this game as well, featuring resources, consumables. You can make Pokeballs. You usually have to find a workbench, I guess, to do this stuff, but that's pretty interesting, so that's going to be a new thing. You do have the ability to get your ass kicked by Pokemon. This is the first Pokemon game, I guess, where they just directly attack you, or one of the first Pokemon games that has done this. They will kick the shit out of you, so you actually have a dodge mechanic, and there is a stealth mechanics in this game as well. You can hide behind bushes and stuff like that, and when enemies get close, you can dodge out of the way, which is appreciated. I hope it works very well. If there's some annoying Pokemon that'll kick the crap out of you, unless it's unjustified, you know. I mean, if you're not supposed to get through an area and you can just dodge past everything, that would be too easy, obviously. So hopefully it's not, hopefully it's well balanced. And on top of all this stuff, there's going to be a mini boss system as well. So there's alpha Pokemon wandering the map. Essentially, they're just like bigger versions of the regular Pokemon, but they'll kick your ass even harder. So watch out for them, obviously. There's apparently a big massive battle overhaul. I'm not going to get too into it, but there's like 2 different battle stances to learn from. It's kind of got like a live turn-based combat system, similar to like some older Final Fantasy games. There's going to be new Pokemon in this game, despite it starting off at the beginning. I'm not too sure how that's going to work or what people are going to think of that. But yeah, they're going to be adding like new Pokemon into this, as well as a lot of the older ones are going to be in there, of course. And then last thing I want to say about this game is it actually does offer you character customization, which a lot of people really appreciate, I'm sure. You really can immerse yourself in this game then. You can customize your guy. I'm not sure if you're going to have like full-fledged facial customization or if it's just clothing or not, but you know, look into that. And hopefully they offer the full customization suite there. I would hope so. But that's all I've got for the new Pokemon game. That's all I got for January here, guys. There are obviously a couple other games. I think they're just a couple indie games at this point. But I've definitely showed you the best ones that I could find. And I guess we'll just have to wait to see what February has to offer us. But that being said, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hook us up with some support. We, hit the like button. That's really appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. We always like seeing some new faces here. And if you're feeling extra generous, you want to come hang out with us, come check out our streams at twitch.tv/ProjectSuperVillain. We stream every Thursday and Friday, and we play something different every time. So there's always something going on over there. And if you're bored on the weekend and you want something to do, just come hang out. We appreciate seeing some new people. And yeah, that being said, that's it for this video. So we'll have to see you guys next time. Thank you for joining. Thanks for watching. And Project dismissed. Peach out.